We're going to make the ladder next, so we'll go to our plus, click on the tile set default, go down to ladder, and in the ladder option we have a basic ladder element. Now ladder, like any of the other ones that use the trigger animations, could have multiple to it. You could have when they actually get onto the ladder, you might have it where it actually shakes, or it's an animation that changes colors, lights up, highlights, and things. So we're going to go, be sure your ladder is selected. We'll go down to the tile type and choose ladder. And we'll go to tile description and call this ladder. We'll say climbing. Let's see. We'll just say a ladder to climb. The general settings, I'm going to say it's visible in game, but receive light is off. Now I want this particular ladder to be behind the player, so I'm going to actually say the offsets can be at -2. The animations, if there were, we could set it to 6 around, depending on the animation frame count, but we'll say 6 just in case. Thumbnail we'll set for here. Alright, collider, we actually want the player to be able to get onto the ladder. Now, if though you wanted something where the player, just as a quick for instance here, if you wanted something where the player walked up to the ladder and was going to walk on this side only, but you still wanted a left and right movement on the ladder, then you could set a collider box here just to prevent them from moving any further than that. Alright, so for us, we're going to turn the collider off. For the offset and the repeat, don't have to worry about that one since it's actually a repeating texture on it. Alright, so we'll go down to our animations. So if this actually had any animations on it, you could actually apply them based on the trigger event settings here. For the trigger settings, we're actually going to enable this one, and we're saying it's just going to be by player. And again, this is going to allow the player to walk to the ladder, and then the ladder, when it comes to enabling it, it's actually going up or down on the joystick is going to enable the actual connection to the ladder and change the state of the player. Alright, we'll go ahead and go down to the bottom here. And again, you could choose hit point if you wanted and have the hit point setting so other players could destroy the ladders and have a little bit more interaction with it there. For us though, we're just going to say that it is, in terms of the core of what it's going to do, we're going to have the options here for climb speeds. So we'll go ahead and just go down to here. So the climb speed, you can override the player that gets onto it. So for instance, maybe the climb for every player is different, but you want a specific speed for this ladder, then you could override it. Then any character that gets on it will be only going this speed for these. Alright, and the speed on this one, if you notice, there is there's two modes. You have regular speed and then you have the fast speed. So it does, in terms of supporting for the character to be on it, it's for both on that side of it. Alright, along with the climb speed, you've got climb direction. This is important to remember if you set them, so that when you, I've done it times where I forget I've unchecked certain ones and I feel like I can't move and I'm thinking it's broken or something. So be sure that if you have them set, just be aware of which ones you have on and which ones you have off. There can be, quite often you could do things like this, where the only thing you want is this, so that it's up, the player walks to it and starts walking upwards, and that's the only thing the player can do. And it could be taking the player to a very specific part in the scene and you don't want them to backtrack any. You can do something similar to that. It can also be something where it's like the last part of the ladder is just requiring a specific direction only. Alright. We'll go ahead and have all of them on for the climb direction. The jump is saying that can you jump while you're on the ladder. If you want where the player can't jump on the ladder, then you can just turn the option off for it. The jump height and jump speed, if you want them to jump really far while they're on the ladder, or for instance this one's only set to 3, so they're not jumping too much higher. They're gaining some ground by jumping, but not so much where that they would only use jumping to climb up a ladder. And then jump speeds, meaning left and right. So when they go through all 5 states of their jump, how quickly can they go left and right on it? And then the last option here, it's not going to be something visible at this stage. If you're in Build a Game, you'll see it. But there's a platform on top of every one of the ladder pieces. If this is the last piece inside of the, if you have like multiple ladders set up, if it's the last one on the top, actually it just kind of works for all states, but you'll have the offset amount. So if you have up and down and left and right, where does it go? Vertical right now is on +5, and that means it's actually, it's saying that it's +5, so it's right here. So that when the player walks all the way up, if they stop here, they're going to be on the top of this, on top of a platform. You can also scale it, so if your image is smaller and horizontal, so move the thing left or right if you need to be. And then you can rotate it if that needs to happen as well. Alright, and we'll leave ours at default. This will work correctly with just a full tile image set up on it.